Hey everyone, it's Nikki and Jim, and we are keeping it real. How's it going today, Jim?
It's going wonderful.
Good.
It's a
We have,
beautiful day. It's sunny out here. I can't complain.
I know we
So
have sun, and I saw it's going to be almost 60 degrees this week. I am so excited. I love sun.
I know.
It makes
I
me
know.
happy.
Yeah, we've been waiting a long time for this. It's been cold for quite a while.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great days. So, I mean, if you're thinking about, coming into our area, we can give you a forecast any week, right?
Yeah, it's a great time to come. I
It
think
is.
we get really excited when people come from the outside and it's sunny because of our reputation. So
True. But we don't want to tell everyone either how nice it can get during the summer because it would give away
I
the big top
know.
secret, right?
It is so beautiful. The mountains, when the mountains come out at this time of year, they're white, snow capped, and they're just gorgeous. So
And if you get a nice crisp day, the mountains look like they're right in front of your face almost. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
it really does. Yeah,
And then you go in the water or by the water and it's all sparkly and pretty because the sun's hitting it. It's gorgeous here.
I
So
know.
anyway, we are starting our new series this week, and it's probably gonna be about a 3-month series. And what's our series on, Jim? What are we
Well,
doing?
we're going through the selling process of a house. We just got done with, I think it was 12, 13 weeks of the buying process. And so
Yes.
now we're starting into the selling process, going through every aspect of selling your home. So it'll be fun. We're going to have lots of great guests that will help you with
Yes.
even staging and a number of other things. So you might want to add those too.
Yeah. So if you want to get hold of me, or you want to follow the sequence, or you want to share it with somebody, if you know somebody who's getting ready to sell their house or thinking about it, this is probably a really good series to watch. And if you want to catch the buyers one, you can always go and catch the previous buyers one, because that's some great information too. Because this is the time of year everybody's getting ready to make some moves, right, Jim?
Exactly. Spring and summer are really the selling time. So that's when everything really picks up. So if you're getting ready to do that, we have lots of information for you. So as Nikki said, if you know somebody, maybe you aren't, but if you know somebody that's getting ready to sell, it'd be a really good educational time for you. So, and you can ask questions. You can communicate us during these live broadcasts.
Yeah, definitely ask questions. So to best way to watch me is subscribing, and my links right down below. It's YouTube at Nick or // at Nikki's Houses. So it's NIKISHOUSES. So Nikki's Houses at Nikki's Houses. So that's the best way to watch my video series of this, just in case you want to watch it all in one spot. Jim, why don't you go ahead and give your YouTube channel too, so that way you can do that as well.
Yeah, so my YouTube then would be JR Real Estate 9594. And so you could watch those. And again, like Nikki said, you could go back and watch the buyer series as well.
Yeah, so if you missed the buyer's one and you're going to start buying, or you know somebody is, please go ahead and share that. And they're going to be down at the bottom of the screen here. So just, go ahead and jot it down or whatever, grab it and paste it. However, we can put it in I'll put it in the comments too. I'll try to get really technical today and see what I can do, because I'm not really good at this. So we'll see what I can do. Okay. So anyway, Jim, why don't we go ahead so we're just kind of doing an overview today, because we're just wanted to kind of make sure everybody knows what we're doing, and kind of get the setup of this. And every week we're going to be doing a different topic, and we're going to go according to our kind of the flow of when you decide to sell your home. So do you want to talk kind of about the general overviews of it? And I'll go ahead and put some notes into the comment section so people can get to our YouTube channel. You want to go ahead and start with the first step?
Yeah, the first one, going with the circle that's up on the screen that Nikki put, meet with a real estate professional. And it says there's no commitment required on your part for the initial meeting. It'll be an educational, help your identity and your next step. So that is just meeting. You choose a real estate agent to list your home. And so you can do that through people that you know that have had an experience. Obviously, we're on here. We're professional real estate agents. But meeting with a real estate professional first, establishing a price second, that we won't go deep into that today, but that's basically where we know how to do CMAs, competitive market analysis, which helps establish a price. And that is so important.
Right.
Very,
Just
very important in the
establishing a
process.
part is probably one of the most important things. And we can also talk you on how to get your home ready for the market, because different, I mean, different people have different needs. I mean, like, I know some realtors are out there and they're like, definitely, we want you to pay for your professional photography. Sometimes they pay it for you, sometimes they don't. I mean, every broker runs their business differently and it what works for them. But I mean, I've had clients that come to me and said, you know what, I'm living in my house. I don't want to get it professionally staged. I don't, and there's ways you can work with each client. And I mean, it's kind of a unique business. So we're going to dig into that a little bit more too. But, photography, repairs, maintenance, all those things are touching points that your realtor should be talking to you about. And getting your yard, or, your yard ready, getting your house ready. There's different things. I mean, there's definitely some things that we can always do that's going to help, but then, well, not always. Nothing's always. It's like never say never.
Yeah.
Right? You can never say never. I learned that. So anyway, but that's what your professional's for. So we're definitely going to meet with you and touch a lot of different topics when we meet with you. Right? Okay. What's next, Jim?
Yeah, I think in addition to that, I think for the long-term seller, maybe somebody that's thinking of selling maybe a little farther out, what are some of the things that you could do to improve your house, and where do you get the most bang for the buck, so to speak? In other words, if you're going to do kitchens, what percentage of that investment do you get back on resale? We might cover some of that too, which is really interesting. Bathrooms, kitchens, that type of thing, but listing it for sale. So there's the whole marketing aspect, which we'll go into. How do we do that? How do we get it to the most clients? How do we kind of target market it to the ones that would be interested in your specific home or area? And so that's kind of a fun one too, the whole marketing plan that we'll go over.
Yeah, because I mean, you can put it like, I know that like for sale or for sale by owners, right? Sometimes they will put it on Zillow and it goes all over. And I mean, it gets the job done. But as a broker, we have a lot of other tools at our disposal that we can use as well, besides just putting it out and having, go all over the MLS. I mean, there's different things we can talk about. So some different marketing strategies and what makes sense for that seller, right?
Exactly.
Okay. What's next,
Yeah.
Jim?
So the offers and negotiations. So we're going to go over the importance of knowing how to negotiate, being an excellent negotiator on your part. So we represent you. We want to get the most that we possibly can from your home. Obviously, we want to market it correctly. We want to get the price correct. But when it comes down to somebody offering a price, and there might be multiple offers, we're going to talk about how to handle that.
That can happen again this year.
It could actually.
Yeah.
I was just on one, Niki, last week that got 5 offers.
Yep,
already.
it's definitely happening out there. And then the other thing too, and that's kind of going back when you first meet with your realtor, but it's what your seller's goals and what their plans are, because that really factors a lot in making sure everybody is on the same page. You know what you want, how you want it, and what you're willing to settle on or not settle on, right? Your definitely needs and wants. So yeah. Okay. And then our last 2 ones. We have 2 more.
Oh, so when it goes under contract, that means when you someone offers you a price, you accept the price or you negotiate it, like in the previous point that we just said. But when everything comes to final agreement, and it's all what's called a signed around contract, then there's deadlines and things to make sure that happens. And I think the realtors really help you with all of that whole process. It's really important that you understand it so that it's explained well to you and that all of the timely parts of the contract are met.
Right. And we're going to go through that process with you. It's not going to be like, oh, here you go. But we actually go through that process with you and we, make sure we're there each step. And, and sometimes when you're a seller, you have a buyer who, does a home inspection. They find things that need to be fixed. And, we may bring in some contractors to talk about or some, professionals who, like an electrician or a plumber or something like that, because we have those resources and we have that network out in the community because we work with these people all the time. So, I mean, we're also a good resource, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Excellent.
that's also important, and that's how you get it from start to close. So, having
Absolutely.
a broker who has those resources is also a really big part of that too.
Very good. Okay. Excellent. And
And
then the last one, really kind of the final details was kind of, we kind of just covered a little bit. And then it comes down to closing, actually, where there's a transfer of ownership and keys and that type of thing, and making sure all that happens in a timely fashion and everything gets signed. We have escrow people that you'll be working with, title people you'll be working with. And we help explain the whole process, like Niki said.
right. So anyway, so that's pretty much what we have for you today. I mean, we just kind of want to do an overview so we could kind of tell everyone what to expect and what we're going to be talking about, and then we're going to really dive in so in the future weeks. So next week we're going to talk kind of about really just meeting with your real estate person the first time and what kind of questions they're going to ask, right, Jim? And
Yeah.
you know we can't wait to show you some stuff. So we are
Yeah.
still going to be having Carrie Selby show up. She is actually at a meeting today and could not make it today, but she will hopefully be joining us to give us updates on what the rates are doing, because that's always good information to have, just because you can kind of, I mean, it doesn't always matter a ton, but it does kind of help kind of gauge where things are going a little bit and what you can expect. And so having that information is really good too. So, anyway, I think that's it for today. It's one of
Yeah.
our
We
shorter
just
ones, but what
Well, it's true, but we just wanted to kind of give an overview before we get into all the details, because there's a lot of them.
there
But
is.
we're excited to start this new series with you, the buying series. And again, please ask questions. Let us know. Even we could private message you back, whatever you need. All of our information is there, and we look forward to meeting with you in this next series.
Hey, and Jim, and actually, before we cut off today, can you tell us a little bit about you? And I mean, because I know like we're on here talking every week, and we don't really get to talk about us a lot. I mean, we're just kind of talking about what we do and how to do it, but we don't really get to talk about you. So can you tell us a little bit about you, just so people who are watching will get to know you a little bit better? Because I think that's also, I mean, one of the key things to, being in a real estate transaction with a person is having that relationship, and the relationships really are everything. I mean, so, getting to
Yeah.
know that person that might be representing you. So go ahead and give us a minute of your time and tell us about you.
Yeah, this is really good. Nikki and I both are pretty long time Kitsap residents. I was born on Bainbridge Island and grew up there. My mom goes back to 1927 and on Bainbridge Island. So in Kitsap, we've been here a long, long time, so we know the area extremely well. And I moved back a couple times, one in 2000 and another in 2020, I think, to Kitsap, because it's just home. I love it here. And so I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 grandkids. I was just out fishing with my granddaughter yesterday. And my background is has a lot of different details to it, but I had 5 years in the mortgage business. And so I'm pretty familiar with that end of things, but also owned my own business for 14 years. So negotiating was a big part of that, signing contracts and working that way. So a lot of different deals. I live in Paulsbo right now and love it here.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that. It's important. I mean, it's good
Yeah.
information to keep out. So, yeah. And so I've been doing real estate about 7 years, and I moved to Kitsap County in 99, I think it was. We rented our first year and then met a local realtor and bought our first home from him. And actually, that was where I started my business, or started doing real estate, when I decided to go back to work. But in between that time and when I actually started, I was a stay-home mom to 6 kids who I homeschooled. And so really super busy. But when my daughter hit kindergarten, I decided it was time for her to go ahead and go to school and for me to pursue a career. And my dad actually used to do real estate. So anyway, I remember being in his office and kind of like, helping him, but I was really little. But I always thought it would be fun. And I actually love it. And I love helping people get into homes and moving forward and doing things because I know, life's moving and it's fun to be a part of that. And I've made some wonderful relationships doing what I'm doing. And I feel so fortunate to be a real estate broker. So a realtor, actually, not even a real estate broker, but a realtor. So, yeah. So that's pretty much my scoop. And I've been out in the community. We're a swim family, and that's just it.
Wonderful.
So
that's so good.
Anyway, thank you for joining us today. Keeping it real with Niki and Jim, and we will hopefully see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.